Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kevin Attempts Surgery, the series where I attempt to prove my viability as a surgeon by playing a comically inaccurate surgery game. Today we're going to be attempting the level which is probably the most difficult to score highest on of the first three, but we're not going to stop until we successfully score A++ on this here brain transplant. Let's get started. As always, let's start by clearing our station, starting with this water bottle. And this thing. And the world's most dangerous, useless instrument, the cordless drill. Once again, we won't be using the bone saw or the hammer. Now, in some ways, removing this skull is a lot easier than the bones in the first level, and in some ways it's a lot harder. They do react a lot more easily to the saw, but because of that, it's easier to accidentally dig it into his brain, and there's almost no way to harm the patient faster than digging the saw into his brain, which is a little strange because it is the brain you're removing, so I'm not really sure why it counts towards damage for the patient. So as before, I'm just gently tapping. I've got my bone saw in a position where I don't have to use left click at all to lower it. And I'm just ever so slightly tapping each piece. Just as before, the less contact you make with this thing, the less blood loss you're going to have. And as long as you don't hit the brain, you're not going to have any loss rate. The back part here is really the toughest part of removing the skull, because there's no way to orient the saw in a favorable way. You can see here my hand is being pushed up by the skull, so that's not going to work. Maybe I'll try backhanding it. And at this point, this should come off pretty easily. There we go. And so we've successfully removed the top part of the skull. And this thing should just pop up. There it goes. And there goes my watch. Better on the table than inside the patient. Now for the brainstem. The encyclopedia for this mission, the disc, suggests using the tomahawk, but I find that doesn't work out very well, so I am going to use the scalpel. This is the part where it's really easy to screw up because you can, like that. And I'm accumulating some loss rate here. Better be careful. Okay, we've popped off the brain. Let's put down our scalpel. We won't need that anymore. Let's take care of this loss rate right now. And now we'll just grab this brain and put it aside because science may want to study the brain of a person who would agree to a brain transplant. Now for the replacement, which has a much higher IQ. Oh, I'm getting nothing here. It's kind of like fishing for a compliment. Okay, I've got the new brain out of the snack jar. And there we go. Oh. Just an A? What? So it looks like we're doing this one again. I'm not sure if it's because I had too much loss or if it's because I took too much time. The loss rate seems to matter more than the time. So I'm just going to have to be careful and try to do a better job with my scalpel at the end. Like I said, that's the hardest part. Getting the scalp off is fairly easy if you're just really ginger and careful. And for some reason, taking the person's brain out doesn't incur any blood loss in itself. See how I lost almost 60 mils on that first tap? That was too hard. If you're really careful about this, you can manage to lose 2 or 3 on each tap. And we're just going to make a nice little circle around this guy's skull. Okay, we're going to switch to the other side now and switch to backhand mode. I'm sure all the cool surgeons hold it like this, on this rakish angle, where it's highly improbable to control it. You know, a nurse really should be helping me with removing this debris. I'm not really sure what it is I do to make his halo thing fail. Okay, now we're gonna grab and put aside the happy little skull fragment. That never works. And now to pop open the brain like a delicious Coca-Cola. It's kind of hugging the inside of the skull right now, so I'm going to just try to push it away or pull it out. Physics. Well, now that it's out there like that, it's actually going to be easier to remove, so because I don't have to go on the inside of the skull, which is kind of the danger zone for a scalpel, hitting the head is like the inside of the head is really where I usually screw up here. But now I can just directly cut the stem without any danger. Perfect. And we preserve that brain for science. Now I've just got to grab the other brain out of this snack jar here. And here comes the easiest part of the game. Boom. Great, A++. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed watching this 3-part series. Until next time, hack responsibly.